I'm gonna take this room from a blank slate into a bedroom, workout room, playroom, and mudroom. This is the coolest coat rack. I'm gonna show you one mistake that I made. I did it. Growing up, one of my friends had an intercom in their house, which I found very fascinating. So they could tell everyone in the different rooms at the same time something like, it's time to eat, but we're already all here together. Hello. So it's time to eat. When we first saw this room, it was a bedroom attached to a kitchen, and you can watch our playlist called The Shape of Home for all our renovations, like turning a kitchen into my sewing studio, making our kids' bedroom museum themed. This room, however, is our room of requirement, meaning it needs to fulfill many different needs, starting with its first task as soon as we moved in: workout room and playroom. I'm giving a shout out to this video's sponsor, Trainwell, because back then I didn't miss a single workout in the moving process. This is huge for me, thanks to the one-on-one personalized training that kept me accountable. My trainer made my workouts convenient and realistic as we settled in, and now I honestly can't believe it. I'm going on nearly 4 years with Trainwell. If you haven't heard of it, I will be sharing more details later in this video. Okay, I'm gonna break this room down for you, starting with the workout. For a room to serve multiple purposes, its inhabitants must serve multiple purposes, or at least be like very space conscious. Hey Sagwa, anything you want to share? For example, instead of rubber gym tiles, we have a baby playmat. It is still easy to clean, still soft, but also looks cute like a little rug. If I had more space, maybe I'd have a dumbbell rack, but instead, power block.
A power block is a quick change dumbbell.
We got these during the pandemic, back when the more popular Bowflex option was hard to come by. Dan found these guys secondhand, and I've kind of fallen in love with the aesthetic. Changing the weights is a little clunky. You gotta like slide out this giant pin. It's working. Recently, I found out that there's also these like decorative weights that people can own. And I just want to know if you or someone you know has these. Like, do you feel silly working out with your home decor, or do you feel genius, big brain, so 3008? I can't decide. I can't decide if it's silly or if it's amazing. To get these out and put them away easily, I have them on this tray, so I just like slide it back in. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of time to work out, and I think I used to use that as an excuse to not work out at all. But now I've figured out a way to work out within that reality. There was a period where my workout routine involved more equipment. For now, less equipment actually makes it easier for me to do my workouts because there's just like less excuses. Basically, to start a workout, I just need to stand up. There's no added setup takedown to like demotivate me. Let's work out. Mobility and floor work B. For most of my adult life, I've not really had fitness goals. Then of course, throw into that a pandemic, being pregnant. Yeah, my motivation was definitely at an all-time low a few years ago. When I wanted to feel strong again postpartum, like being a parent is very physical, I tried Trainwell because it fit my schedule, and since then, for the last 4 years, I've just been opening the app, clicking start, and doing a workout.
Up first is 30 seconds of step jack. Press start to begin.
One of my favorite things is during the workout, Trainwell uses my Apple Watch to count my reps, and it notifies me when to start and stop each movement by vibrating, so I don't have to spend the whole time looking at my phone screen. It's like a good time to listen to podcasts or music.
That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of body weight split squat.
The screen does show me how to do the workout that I'm focused on, so I'll just look to see if my form is matching. The voice that you're hearing is my trainer, Darian. We were matched in the initial Trainwell quiz that pairs you with the trainer based on your needs, and it's worked out really good for us.
That's time. Up next is 20 seconds of arm extended neck stretch.
She's also a mom, so she understands kind of the availability and realistic workout schedule with being a parent. Back when we had our onboarding call, we discussed my goals. I showed her the space and the equipment I already had. My most recent fitness goals relate to staying flexible, strengthening the parts of my body that are used a lot in parenthood, also incorporating notes from my pelvic physio. Okay, this ended up being harder than my usual workout. I'm like Sweating. If you guys want to give Trainwheel a try, you can take a quiz to find your perfect trainer, and you get 14 days of free training with my link. This is my current workout streak. There's a little spot for me to give some feedback. Honestly, I usually leave this section blank. There's nothing too surprising. 21 days. Later this week, I actually plan on having an update call with Darian because one, Oscar has started a little bit of daycare, so then maybe I have time to bring in some weights. And two, I don't think she's actually ever seen this room, and I want to show her what I'm working with in this space. Of course, as timing would have it, we'd be working on this while we have a 1-month-old baby. But here is the opened up wall. Dan sold the media unit that used to be storage for toys. We moved out the TV, moved out the exercise equipment. Today I emptied out our beloved wall rack, and tomorrow the contractor's coming. We did make a few modifications to get this to work better. This vent used to be up here. Dan migrated it downwards so that the air can flow freely out underneath the floating cabinet. I'm so excited. Whoa, that is huge. It's got like a little texture to it, which I really like. Yeah, everything else is out here. All right. Okay, oh. Gonna need one of these. Okay, up here, I keep some bedding, keeping it close by since this is a guest bedroom. Of course, we're gonna talk about that next. Also, the reusable grocery bags, because I always remember to grab one after my shoes are on and I'm about to leave. What's in here? Oh, okay, a little bit more bedding. This very magical Peter Pan book. Everyone named Wendy on the planet can relate that you are like inherently born with a soft spot for Peter Pan. I gotta show you the city, the island, the ship, and then generally our goal was to keep these pretty empty. Our kitchen is kind of at max storage, so we just need the reassurance that there's still room for more. That's like all board games. Can you even see it? Okay, yeah. Do we play them anymore? No, there's no time for that. Ugh. This little guy turns on, it's so cute. Ta-da! Okay, and down here, it's all books and toys. I do miss how the old media unit was wide open. I guess that's just like a little bit more Montessori friendly. This all needs some cleaning and refining. Certainly not everything in here gets touched all the time, and then on top of that, I think lots of things here aren't even quite the right age for the kids right now. This clearance right here is perfect for the workout bench that we have, so there's a dream of the bench returning here someday. Okay, and the wall hook, well, it's looking similarly very crowded. Big puffy parkas, raincoats, baseball hats, sun hats, knitted balaclavas. Oh my gosh, this is a really cute little bear hat that one of my subscribers gave me at one point. Both the kids have gotten to wear it. Look how sweet. Hidden underneath that, there is actually a mirror. Hello. Fleece jacket for Oscar, fleece jacket for Marla, little jacket that I made for Marla, another little fleecy for Marla, yet another fuzzy fleecy for Marla, knit cardigan that my mom made for her. Over here, I keep a stash of my tote bags, and there's some sunglasses up there. I should probably get a cute little hook system to hold them there. It's kind of been a mess getting dressed in transitional weather season. I'm gonna try to narrow this down to what we need right now. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, this is so much better. Took some time to clean this mirror finally. Might have a bit of rearranging to do once Dan comes home, because now I'm realizing nothing on here is, I mean, aside from those sunglasses, nothing on here is Dan's. Travel's so light compared to the rest of us. Oh, this cleanup job unearthed something. If any of you guys are still not using a shoehorn, please let me put you on one that's long so you don't have to bend down. More importantly, it protects your socks and your shoes so they can both last a little bit longer. But on top of that, get one that has a little magnetic hook and it just blends right into the decor. This one actually originally came with, can't even see it anymore. There was some white text on here. I'm pretty sure it said shoehorn, and I was not a fan of that, so I just used some acetone to clean that off. There's this more expensive designer version that I dreamed of, but this has been doing the trick for me. One of the cutest things about this wall rack is that Marla has since gotten tall enough to manipulate these hooks, reach them, and then now I think she can reach these ones. Because these hooks are on hinges, we also have peace of mind that if the door opens way too abruptly or slams open, everything on the wall just kind of bends inwards and there's no risk of damage to the door. Certainly one of the pricier items in our home, but it fits our needs perfectly. It's locked in here to stay. One day the kids will be tall enough to reach the top rack. Very strange to think of. The last thing we added here was this floor mat. Oh, you can see it's due for some spring cleaning. Let me give you a close-up if you haven't seen one of these before. These are little PVC yarns that collectively make a shag pattern. So there's space under your shoes for them to dry off. The sand and dirt just falls down in here so it doesn't go spreading inside your house. And because it is plastic, it's pretty easy to just dust it off outside, give it a rinse. Okay, now the clothes that came off the rack, actually this one and this one, they need some seasonal repairs. A little bit of damage here at the cuffs. This little jacket of Marla's had a detachable hood, but the buttons that hold the hood on fell off. And then also Marla's been having a hard time hanging this at daycare because this hook and this hook are broken. So those are some easy fixes. When these tags popped out, they actually ripped a hole. You see, look, there's the smaller hole. I went with this back and forth little stitch to close the hole. I'll show you what I did here. I find the edge of the hole, go in about 2 millimeters away, re-enter and pop out 2 millimeters away on the other side. Now working my way up just a little bit. You don't want to pull too hard. The fabric should end up flat and not too bunched together. Repeating back and forth. See that there? Nice and gentle. Another thing I noticed is this little hole in the front. I think it's way too big to be sewn closed, so I'm gonna have to use a little patch. I do have this navy fabric. I'm gonna give it a try gluing a little square on top and sewing it down with a blanket stitch. In addition to the missing buttons, really noticing that the rest of the buttons could use a little love as well. This one had fallen off, but I'd saved it. Definitely nice and snug. And this is the one from my own collection that I think is a pretty good match. Every time a piece of clothing comes with one of those little extra buttons or threads, they go in this box. And as you can see, they go here and nothing happens to them. This is a rare day I actually get to open this box. I have them roughly sorted by color. So we're gonna dig through my little black button bag. Like these, how many times have these actually come in clutch? The number of loose threads I have in here that match clothing items I might not even own anymore. So many little thingies of thread. Honestly guys, maybe another recession indicator we could keep our eyes out for is if the clothes stops coming with the spare button or the spare thread, we're in a recession. She's finished, and let me show you now what's supposed to go on these buttons. The hood is fully on, held in by 5 buttons. I also like to take this time to just do like a little bit of QC. One way to tell if a garment is like, you know, made carefully is just like how many little loose threads they didn't take care of in their own quality control. Also with wear and tear, some threads pop out. What is this little red thing? Another stray on the hood. This guy, this little guy. There we go. Hello, a few days have passed since I last worked on this. Basically on the days where I do YouTube, I'm like so locked in. And then on the other days, I'm home with Oscar and it looks like this. There's no in between. With Marla, I had a harder time jumping this gap of like some days I'm fully baby mode, some days I'm fully working, but I can tell my brain is a lot better at adapting to the circumstances now. I also did take that time to run this guy through the laundry because I could not handle sewing and working with it anymore while it was like so dirty from the playground. The dirtiness was really affecting me down here in the cuffs. So whoever owned this before, the kid got to drag this all over the ground and really wear it down. It's actually a little bit too long for Marla if I can like suck in the cuff a little bit and just not have, I don't know, or fix this. Leg 1, this side is okay. This side pretty mangled. Leg 2, that is okay. This side a little mangled. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but there are a lot of kids snowsuit brands that have designed the pants and the arms so that they can be released at some point to stretch out a little bit of extra length out of them. I actually think it's quite ingenious, and I appreciate design that is meant to help a garment last longer. I did release this cuff before putting in the wash just to see what I'm working with, and the inside is like basically brand new. Look at that difference. This is the side that's been wearing against the earth. This was the side that was hidden away. I think I'm gonna grab this bottom edge, flip it over, and sew it so that only new cuff is exposed, and I'm gonna hide away the really beat up section. This is not the most ideal fix, but it will get it so that Oscar can enjoy it for one season. That's kind of my top goal at this moment. Broken needle. Yeah, I was probably due to change the needle. Wow, I'm happy with that. Found this little slit on the leg and I sewed it shut. Here's how that front little patch looks in the end. It's not my best work. And the hang tags. She hangs. She hangs. I was gonna be so happy because there's been so many times I've watched her try to hang with these in her daycare cubby, and then obviously it fails. And then she reminds me, Mom, how come these aren't fixed yet? I'm just like, I haven't had time. The constant unintentional shade of a toddler. There's not a chance she will even notice that I did this for her. I did it for me and Oscar. Not me getting the feels from hugging a snowsuit. This one I recently laundered because Oscar has outgrown it and Marla used to wear it. Now it's over. Very good thread up find. I'm very grateful for this one.
I'm so excited to talk to you.
Me too. It's actually been a very long time.
I know. And you've been so incredibly consistent with your workouts.
Aw, thank you. I told my husband last night, I was like, oh, I have my call with Darian tomorrow. He was like, you should tell her to increase the difficulty of your workouts. And I was like, no, because if they get harder, then I'm going to start skipping them. And that's going to be counterproductive.
Great. So I have this down and ready to go, and it'll all be updated by the 17th.
Have a good day.
You too.
That was good. Welcome to the guest bedroom. We've had quite a few guests test this out, and actually Dan and I have stayed here too. Back when Alexandra Gator made over our bedroom, we respected the no peeking policy, and we stayed here for the days that they were working on that makeover. Everyone else has said it's comfortable. Dan and I are happy with it. And I also like the idea that the mattress is protected inside the couch and doesn't have the same wear and tear that the cushions go through. Thanks for coming to my mattress TED Talk. I'm gonna show you one mistake that I made with the sleeper sectional. It took me a while to get over this mistake because I was bitter, so bitter. To give a bit of privacy, we got these doors installed. I found a company that makes custom doors. They came to measure our doorway, and then they were back in a couple of weeks with a transom, that's the window that goes along the top, and these two fitted doors for installation. But herein lies the source of my bitterness. You measure once, you measure twice, and you're still 2 centimeters off from this door being able to open all the way, and no amount of shoving or dreaming about removing baseboards can resolve this issue. I've just accepted it. I've been considering some wall shelving options that could go right here. Store some books, some plants, a cute little lamp for our guests to have a bit more ambient lighting than just like pot lights. The door can't hit it anyways. It's kind of a dead space, so might as well make it useful. Sakwa, I'm sorry. I gotta put the bed away.
That is gonna be funny,
Oscar. Definitely ready to move some things to the garage, give some toys away. Whenever Marla wants a book from the back side of this shelf, so many books come tumbling out and it's a huge mess. Am I using this YouTube video as motivation to handle things that I should get done? Well, yes. Oh, have I showed you guys this? I think I shared this toy on Instagram, but I need to show you guys on YouTube too. Bilingual Mini Encyclopedia. The encyclopedia, but this is the part that takes it to another level. Look.
S. Snake. W. Water.
What is this? And then in Chinese,
中文模式面条橙子寿衣
there's a few sound effects like door, rain, and then look.
猴子猫
And then there's like a quiz format.
请根据听到的问题直接在画面中点选图片找出正确答案
Can you find the motorcycle? Great. Can you find the ship?
I feel like this page has gotten a lot of wear with her. We showed her the aspects of Spring Festival back when Spring Festival was happening, Chinese Lantern Festival coming up soon, Dragon Boat Festival, and then of course, Christmas. A classically Chinese holiday. All right, well this one is not going away. Check it out. Organized, music. That bag is going to the garage, and honestly, it's not that big of a bag, so I'm pretty happy with that.
That's time. Nice job. Press submit to finish.
Yay, I'm done. I did it, I did it.
We've been working all day, let's kick back and take a little break. The sunset is shining its light on you again. Down low, tell me everything.
I know it's been a minute since I added to my Shape of Home series, and I guess this room reflects real life in that it's not full of like dramatic before and after transforming this place in 24 hours, but just like actually slowly adding things over multiple years to get it to a point where it's working really well for our family. If you guys want to give Trainwell a try, take the quiz to find your perfect trainer and get 14 days for free right here with my link. Thank you guys so much for watching. In the next video, we will be back to our regular sewing program. Bye-bye.